Having looked at the concrete supply problem, I'll just throw this slide up to remind you again that concreting problems such as these need to be recognised and solved at the design stage before the detailed drawings are finalised. It is not good enough to build major problems into the reinforcement detailing and then expect the contractor to find a solution at the last moment. There must be a much closer connection between the construction specification and the design specification. Construction planning has to be built into the design process. What is more, these construction planning requirements have to be built into the contract between the owner and the designer. The designer must be contractually committed to building constructability into the design and its detailing, and the owner must enforce this commitment. When I throw this slide up, many of you will shudder because your experience of quality assurance on construction contracts has been very negative, if not disastrous. However, ISO 9001 is not the problem. The principles of ISO 9001 are brilliantly simple and effective, at least in the 1994 version. They are all about identifying potential problems and developing preventive procedures to avoid or minimise those problems. However, for each contract there must be a separate QA specification which links relevant clauses of ISO 9001 to each of the construction clauses where they need to be applied. For example, to comply with the ISO 9001 requirements for process control, the contractor must identify those conditions which could adversely affect each process and prepare documented procedures for controlling those conditions so that the quality of the product won't be adversely affected. This slide gives an example of a concreting process in which there are several major problems to be solved. Some of these are listed here. It is up to the designer to identify these problems first and to ensure the QA specification is effectively worded. The contractor must demonstrate in his detailed construction procedures how each of these potential problems will be overcome.